Good morning, students.
This class, we have learned southeast monsoon, northeast monsoon, distribution of rainfall, natural vegetation. So, on the basis of natural vegetation of India, can be divided into 8 types. They are tropical evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest, tropical dry forest, mountain forest, alpine forest, tidal forest, then wildlife, biosphere reservoirs, and biosphere reservoirs in India. Today class, we are going to see central government. That means union government. A civic second lesson. First, we are going to give introduction of the lesson. Central government is called as supreme government. Why is this called as the supreme government? Because central government have whole power in our country. The headquarters of the central government is located at New Delhi, Article 52 to 78 in the Part 5 of the Indian Constitution clearly deals with the Union Executive. When we take our Indian government, that means central government, is called as the democratic government. You know, democratic government means a rule of people. The central government consists of mainly 3 organs or 3 important wings, namely Union Executive, Legislature, and Judiciary. Judiciary means justice. Under the central government, we have been divided into 3 organs. When it goes for the executive, the president of India is head of the executive. He is supported by the vice president, prime minister, and the council of ministers. Then next one is legislature. It is in the form of parliament. We all know what is parliament. Parliament is divided into 2 houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha called as the upper house. Why is called as the upper house? Why is Rajya Sabha is called as the upper house? The Rajya Sabha is called House of the State or Council of the States. Member of Rajya Sabha are elected by the State Legislative Assembly. Its members represent the state at the center. Rajya Sabha protects the rights or the interest of the state against the union. Then Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha is called as the lower house or people house. When it goes to the election, these 2 houses, Rajya Sabha election is done by the elected members. Though already elected members will elect the new members of the parliament in Rajya Sabha. So this is called as the upper house. Lok Sabha is directly elected by the people. So this Lok Sabha is called as the people house. How many members are there in the Rajya Sabha? Almost in Rajya Sabha, 238 elected by the assemblies. 12 members nominated by the president. Who are the 12 members? The 12 members, they are excellent in the field of art, science, sports and education, etc. Especially they excellent for the betterment of nation. From that they will post into the Rajya Sabha. In Lok Sabha, 2 members were nominated by the president, and that the 2 members were selected in Anglo-Indian community. Then in the Lok Sabha, 543 elected by the people. So this 543 members are directly elected by the people, then called as the member of legislative assembly. But it goes to the Rajya Sabha, people directly elected the leaders, but our elected members can select the Rajya Sabha members. Then third organ of central government is judiciary. Judiciary means justice. Supreme Court of India. So the Supreme Court of India is located at New Delhi. Chief Justice of India, other judges 27. So Supreme Court judges, chief judges are appointed by the president. Then next we comes to the President of India. In this we are going to learn how is the president elected, what are the powers and functions of the president, what are the qualification of president. The first president of India is Dr. Rajendra Prasad. He was elected as the first president of India. Then Mr. Ramnath Kovind, at the present president of India now, he was elected in the year 2017. The president of India is the first citizen of India. So the president is the head of the state. President, he or she occupies the highest office in the country. He is the supreme commander of the armed forces. You know, armed forces means Air Force, Navy, Army, all together called as the armed force. He is nominal executive authority. Why is nominal executive authority? In India, the president is a constitutional head. But as enshrined in the constitution, the president shall act on the advice of the Council of Ministers and Prime Minister and shall act accordingly. Article 53 of the Constitution, it proves clearly all the powers vested in the hands of the president, which shall be exercised by him directly or through office of subordinate to him in the accordance with of Constitution. Next, we are going to see what are the qualification of the president. First qualification is he or she must be the citizen of India. He may be born any part of India, wherever he may be born, Kashmir to Kanyakumari or Arunachal Pradesh or Andhra Pradesh. First, he or she should be the citizen of India. The next one is he must have completed the age of 35 years. Then he must have completed the age of 35 years. You know that our voting age is 18. Or 18 completed, you have a right to vote. If you are completed 35 years, you have eligible for President of India. The next qualification is he must not hold any office profit under the union government or a state government or any local government. In case he hold any office profit under the state government or central government, he must resign in his post. Then fourth one is he or she should have the other qualification required to become a member of the Lok Sabha. What are the qualifications needed for the Lok Sabha members? Similarly, the qualifications need for the President of India. His name should be proposed by at least 10 electorates and seconded by another 10 electoral college which elect the president. Then how was president elected? Election of president. The president is elected by an electoral college in accordance with the system of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. The electoral college consists of elected members of both the houses of parliament and the elected members of the states and the elected members of National Capital Territory of Delhi and Puducherry. The President of India can be relieved from his office before the expiry of his nominal terms through the process of impeachment. It deals Article 61. He can also give up his office prematurely by tendering a resignation to the Vice President. What do you mean by proportional representation? Proportional representation means the vote value depends upon the population of a place from where the MPs or MLAs are elected. Once elected as the president has to take an oath of office before the Chief Justice of India. The president is elected for a term of 5 years and can be re-elected. Now let us discuss about the powers of the president. Powers of the president: executive power, legislative power, financial power, judicial power, then military power, diplomatic powers, and last one is emergency power. The first one is executive power or administrative powers. Article 77 specified that every executive action in the Union should taken in the name of the President. And then he appoints the Prime Minister, and on the advice of the Prime Minister, he appoints the other ministers, means Council of Ministers. He allocates the portfolios. Portfolios means departments to the minister. He appoints the governor of the states, and he also appoints the Chief Justice and other judges of the Supreme Court and High Court. He appoints the Attorney General, the Comptroller and Auditor General, the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioner, and he also appoints the member of the Union Public Service Commission and High Commissioner to the other countries. In addition to this, he also appoints a commissioner to investigate about the condition of the scheduled tribes and the scheduled caste. So these are the executive powers of the president. Next come to legislative power. After the general election to the Lok Sabha, under the beginning of the first session, he inaugurates the session by his address. He calls upon the parliament, that is, president has called upon the parliament, he has to summon the parliament. Then the bill introduced in the parliament, bills introduced in the parliament become a law of act only after his assent. Then all the money bills can be introduced in the Lok Sabha only after his approval. Then he has power to dissolve the house of Lok Sabha if even the expiry terms of the house. He nominated 12 persons to the Rajya Sabha. Already you know who are the eminent in various fields. Eminent means who are all very popular in the various fields. Then he also nominated 2 persons to the Lok Sabha from the Anglo-Indian community. So these are the legislative powers of the president. Next we comes to financial power. Financial power of the presidents. Money bill is introduced in the parliament with the approval of the president. What is money bill? A money bill refers to a draft of law introduced in the Lok Sabha. The bill deals issues such as receipt and spending of money, such as tax laws governing borrowing and expenditure of the government, preventions of the black money. All the annual budget is presented in the parliament in the name of the president. Then the contingency fund of India is at the disposal of president. What is contingency fund? It is an emergency fund. So he can make advances out of to meet the unexpected expenditures of the country. He constitutes a finance commission after every 5 years. Remaining I will be continuing in the next class. Today class, let's see judicial power of president. Article 72. Article 72 confers the president has the power to grant pardon, reprieve or remission of punishment. Reprieve means cancel, remission means cancellation of punishment. President has power to cancel the punishment. The president has the rights to seek advice of the Supreme Court on a matter involving constitutional laws. The president is not answerable to any court of law for excess of his power. Then we'll see the military power of the president. Under the constitution, the president as commander-in-chief of the army and navy is the supreme military commander charged with the responsibility of protecting and defending the United States. The phrase army and navy is used in the constitution as a means of describing all the armed forces of the United States. Article 53 lays down that the supreme command of the defense force of the Union shall be vested in the president, and the exercise of shall be regulated by law. The next we'll see diplomatic power of the president. What is diplomatic power of president? All international treaties and agreements are negotiated and concluded on behalf of the president. However, in practice, such as negotiation are usually carried out by the prime minister along with his cabinet, especially the foreign minister. Diplomatic power means the president appoint Indian diplomats to other countries and receive foreign diplomats posted to India. The ambassadors designate becomes ambassador after calling on the president and presenting his credential. Credential means a qualification or achievements. All the treaties and agreement with the foreign states are entered into in the name of the president. Next one is emergency power. What are the emergency power of the president? Article 352 deals the emergency power of the president. There are three kinds of emergency power of the president: national emergency, state emergency, financial emergency. What is national emergency? The president is given the power to make a proclamation of emergency on the ground of threat to security of India by war, external aggression, or during armed rebellion. The next, state emergency. What is state emergency? The president is empowered to make proclamation that the government of the state cannot be carried on in accordance with the provision of the constitution. Then financial emergency. Financial emergency, the president is empowered to declare that a situation has arisen whereby the financial stability or credit of India or any part thereof is threatened. Article 360. Then let's see a removal of president. The presidents may also be removed before the expiry of their term. So term of president 5 years, through impeachment for violating the Constitution of India by the Parliament of India. The process may start in either of the two houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, two houses of the Parliament. The house initiate the process by leveling the charges against the president. The president may, by writing under his hand addressed to the vice president, to resign his office. The president may, for violation of the constitution, be removed from the office by impeachment in the manner provided in Article 61. The impeachment action can be brought about in the form of resolution in either houses, both houses of the parliament. It must be supported by not less than 1/4 of the total strength of the houses for its introduction. The president shall, in spite of the conclusion of his term, continue to hold office until his successor entered upon his office. Next class, we will discuss Vice President. What are the qualification of Vice President? How was Vice President elected? Then removal of Vice President, function of Vice President, then Prime Minister. What are the duties of Prime Minister? Duties and functions of the Prime Minister, Cabinet Minister. Today class, what we learned? Central government. Central government can be divided into three organs: executive, legislative, judiciary. Executive means President of India, Vice President, Prime Minister, Council of Ministers. Parliament can be divided into two. Legislatures, Parliament can be divided into Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. How many members are there in Rajya Sabha? 238 elected by the State Assembly and 12 nominated by the President. Then Lok Sabha, 543 elected by the people, 2 nominated by the President. Judiciary, Supreme Court of India, Chief Justice of India, other judges, 27. Then President. What are the qualification of President? He or she must be the citizen of India. Then qualification, we discussed election of President. What are the powers of the President? Executive power, legislative power, financial power, judicial power, military powers, diplomatic powers, then last emergency power, then removal of president. Student, please note down the assignment. Today assignment, how was President of India elected? 2 marks. Then detail, describe the executive and judicial power of the President of India. Thank you, students.